Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Today we have one of India's top grandmasters, Grandmaster Sethuraman with us. Welcome Sethu, welcome to the stream.
Yeah, hello everyone. It is a pleasure to be here.
And Sethu, first to begin with, about since this is an Olympiad channel,
Mhm.
the first question I would like to ask you is about the bronze medal that you and your team won in Tromso in the 2014 Olympiad. Would you tell us a bit about your experience there, plus a medal winning tournament? So, could you tell us a little about it?
Yeah, it was my first Olympiad back then. I was 22 years old, and the team was pretty young, and we didn't have Vishy, we didn't have Hari, so we were clearly underdogs. Like we started the tournament as something like 50th or 54th seed, yeah. So a lot of them kind of said, okay, you guys will not even finish in top 20 or something. So this was the notion back then, and I was not even 2600 as well. So I was 2590, something like that. And it was the last event of Parimajan as well because he was planning to retire after the event. So a lot of hurdles, yeah. And yeah, it was a historic event because the strategy worked really well. I must say the board order, yeah. So generally we go by ratings, but there Mr. R.B. Ramesh, the coach of the Indian team, decided to form a different board order. Like Parimajan played on board one because he was going to retire, so there was no pressure on him. So kind of,
Okay,
so
that's
he'll
that's
be
a
really
nice way
fresh.
to put it.
Yeah,
Okay.
he'll be without any pressure. Yeah, I mean, he can play
Hmm.
on chess. And I was on board too. I was very eager to play, and I was on board too. And in fact, the highest rated players, Sashikaran and Adipan, were placed on board 3 and board 4. So generally, it is not the way we decide, but RB Ramesh kind of thought that it would be ideal to go like this. And it worked out pretty well, I must say. So I really played a fantastic tournament. I was undefeated, I guess, and I crossed 2600 too. And as a team, we won a lot of matches, and pocketing the bronze medal was huge. And I mean, among 177 countries, with China, Russia, Ukraine, Hungary, and I mean, whatnot, yeah, to win the bronze medal with such a weak team, I must say, on paper. Of course, we were underrated, but compared to
Yeah.
the other strong, experienced players, we were considered to be a weak team. But then it was the first time we showed the whole world who we are. And in 2016, we continued the same brand. So yeah, it goes like this. Yeah. And now India is considered to be one of the topmost teams. Yeah. So
Yeah, and regarding the 2014 Olympiad, was it 2014? Yeah, I think when you won the bronze, I remember in one of R.B. Ramesh's interviews, I think it was about you. He mentioned that you hadn't played a 2700 player earlier. Is that true?
yeah, yeah, that is true. That was the first time I think I played with Dominguez there, and I made a comfortable draw of the black pieces. So I had not much experience, but I was really eager to play, yeah, because it was my first time, and I wanted to really prove something. Yeah, so I was excited and eager to play. Yeah.
So, do you have any funny or any beautiful memories regarding the Olympiad? Could be on or off the board. It doesn't really matter.
A lot of things off the board. So yeah, we really I mean, get well together. Like myself, Adiban, Lalit, Parimajan, and Sashikaran. I mean, most of the people speak Tamil, so like we're mainly dominating Parimajan. So it was he used to say that okay, you guys always talk in Tamil, yeah, kind of. So it was.
Well, that I think happens. That happens in I think in all tournaments in India because we have Tamil Nadu Tamilians always, always being the highest number of participants, and
So we used to really
usually
frustrate
happens.
Parimajan, yeah.
Oh wow! So he was the only person odd one out.
Yeah, odd one out. Lalit can speak Tamil and he can understand Tamil, so yeah. So apart from that, okay, a lot of memories were there. Like Lalit used to guess the pairings correctly. So before the round, we used to go to Lalit and we used to ask him, so what would be the ideal team so that we can beat them? Yeah, and he would. exactly predict that. Yeah, it was like a magical moment. I don't know how he did that, but every round we used to kind of ask him, and it would be the exact pairings. I don't know how he did that.
Some people have that talent, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, a lot of interesting things as well. Yeah.
All right. And we have a question by Subu in the chat. Guys, before I go to the question, if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comment section. Then I can pick them up and I can actually ask Sethuraman about it. So we have a question to when is your next tournament? Like, when are you going to play it? Have you planned for it?
Yeah, in July, most probably it will be BL Open, but I'm not sure yet. So yeah, but it will be in my next year,
All
and
right. And
hopefully I will get into the third team if it is possible. I mean, if it happens, 19% I'm sure that there'll be a third team, but yeah, still waiting for the official confirmation. So yeah,
and
in Olympiad, yeah, yeah,
like amongst all your achievements, like you have also won the Asian Continental, right? I mean,
yes,
that is like that's a really big achievement for anybody to win a continental tournament. So, did you have any ranking in the continental before that, or did you directly happen to just win the gold in that tournament?
So I have won bronze medal in 2015, I guess.
Yeah, so that
16,
was just 1 year before, right?
yeah, one
So
year
that
before.
one
So
year
I was
before.
always close within the medal frame a lot of times. And 2016 was the year which I won. Uh, I mean, it was really a big surprise for me because going into the last round, I think Wei from China and Lee Kong Liam from Vietnam, they were like kind of half a point ahead of me. And they were fighting against each other. Yeah, like of who will conquer the title. And I played with the black pieces in the last round. I was actually happy with the draw because I would finish in top five and I would qualify for the World Cup. So Lee Kwang was having white pieces against Surishekar Ganguly. So and Wei was also having white pieces against me. So they were competing against each other. Like let's say if Lee Kwang made a draw and Wei won, he would win the title, and the other way around. Yeah, and then unexpectedly kind of I got a great position out of the opening and then I won against him and gangs also won against Lee Kong Liam, so it was a major shock and then I went on to win the tournament. So it was a really dramatic finals. I was really lucky, I must say.
I think 2014, 2016, you have won a lot of major events, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
14 was the bronze medal, plus you won the national
National
premier
champ.
also, right? The
Yeah, that's
national
true.
championship, which helped you qualify for the World Cup. So then
Yeah.
you also played the World Cup for a couple of rounds, and then you went on to win the Asian Continental also.
Also,
So
2019, I was very close to win. I finished bronze later, but I was very close to win. In the final round, if I'd made a draw with the black pieces, I would have won again. Yeah, it was a just miss. Yeah,
in 19.
yeah.
And when was the last tournament you played? Like 19 COVID happened, and then
Oh, 20, I think. Yeah,
19 end, yeah, 20, correct.
yeah.
It happened in 20. All right. Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, so going forward to okay, some more questions. What is your favorite opening other than E4, E5 is what Kritika is asking.
Right now, I made a chessable course on semi-slam. So my cliche answer would be semi-slam. But I really
All
like the opening. Yeah.
All right, so we'll do one thing. Guys, if you are on Chessable or if you want to check out the course, do check it out. The recent course is Semi-Slav that he has just mentioned, but he has other courses which include E4, E5, I believe. Setu, would you like to tell us about your other courses too, so the viewers can have an idea?
Yeah, so I made five chessable courses. So the first one was the lifetime reporter against 1e4 with the black pieces. That is 1e4, e5. And Archangel was my main repertoire against the developers, and other things are also there. And the second course is about just the Yanish or the Spielmann gambit, which comes from the developers. That is 3 bishop b5 and f5. It was a very short course, and the next course is from the white side, 1e4. So I made it in two parts because I had to cover a lot of things like Karakon, French, Sicilian, Petrov, and everything after 1e4. So it is made in two parts. And the final fifth course is against 1d4, which covers the Slav and the semi-Slav. So it is also lifetime reporter. So I made five courses. Yeah.
All right, guys, 5 courses you can check out anytime. And okay, so Varun is will take another question. Varun is asking, how does your how does how do you train? What's your training plan? Like, how do you train throughout the year and as well as when you're close to the tournament? So basically, I think he's just asking like, is there a difference or like how exactly you train?
Yeah, no, it depends. Yeah, sometimes you're really motivated to work more. So it's not a kind of strict schedule or something. I just go with the flow. I mean, whenever I feel really motivated, I push hard. And when I feel down, I just work a bit and relax. But every day I will be seeing some chess. Yeah, that's for sure. Like it's not like I prepare or something. I can follow any tournaments, some commentary. I'll be always within the frame. Yeah, so I'll be always looking for something. So I always think about it. So I think that's one thing.
All right. So considering that you're into chess all the time, do you have any other hobbies that you are into?
Yeah, a lot of hobbies as well. Like I play football a lot of. I mean, in a week I play like at least 3 or 4 times with my friends. So I generally love fitness. So I don't know. Yeah, it's a good hobby, I think. Apart from that, yeah, during tournaments we get together really well with my compatriots. We play some board games and yeah, read books. I watch movies. Yeah, sort of things. Yeah.
Okay. And your routine. Now, this is just a basic question which I remember asking Bhakti too when she came here last. Like, how is your routine? Are you, the question, I'll reframe it.
Mhm.
Usually, chess players are night owls.
Yeah.
Usually. So,
Yeah.
are you an early morning person or a night person? And how does your routine go? How do you begin your day or end your day?
Generally, I'm a morning person. So for a change, like I think everyone sleeps so late, but I'm a morning person. But sometimes, yeah, if you're in a different time zone, then it really messes your sleep schedule. So, but generally, yeah, generally when I'm at home and when I have a long gap, I try to wake up early in the morning and do some physical things, go to the gym or start the day with some meditation or something. And then I check some games and try to prepare, and yeah, it goes on like this.
Then you go back to chess. Okay. Okay, so about your childhood, for example, like how did you begin playing chess?
So I started at the age of 5, and my father was a chess player. So he taught me the game, and I really became captivated, and that's how I came to the game. And yeah, probably nowadays they start at 3 or 4. I don't know what they even do.
Yeah, but when did you start playing seriously? I mean, as a kid at 5 or 6,
Mhm.
children are not really serious. Okay, I play a
Yeah.
tournament, I have fun. Like, when did you play with the spirit that, yes, I want to win this national, I want to go forward?
I think I became district champion under 7. So when I won the tournament, I really became a serious chess player, kind of. Then I went on to win the state and nationals. So yeah, winning is like gives you a lot of high moments. Yeah, so yeah,
Uh, which is the first national that you won?
I think 109. I think 109. Yeah,
Under
national.
9.
Yeah.
National under 9. Okay. I mean, once you win an under 9 national, then that's what it is. I don't think anyone goes back after that. There are very few people. Okay. And how do I put it? Okay. What is your future goal right now? Like, if I'm going to ask short-term goals now, because we know COVID just happened, everyone's plans, lives got interrupted. But if you have to ask you now, like you said, you're playing a tournament, so what will be your goals now, realistically, in a short period of time?
Yeah, before COVID, I was actually having a rating of 2644. So I was going with the flow, and then suddenly it all stopped. And then when I began to play some tournaments in the mid 2020s, I dropped a lot of rating. So I came back almost to 2600. It was shocking for me as well. So a lot of factors were there. Now I'm suddenly getting back in the groove. I gained some rating, and then probably it's time to get everything back with interest. Yeah. And then yeah, to
Definitely.
reach 2700 is a goal, so I'm working towards it, and let's see how it goes.
Okay, lovely. Okay, one fun question before we'll get to your games now, but one question. Uh, Kritika is asking, do you know the CCT rule? The
Which,
CCT rule.
which one?
So, as just a beginner chess rule,
I'm just
like,
curious who is Kritika. Someone is asking so many questions here.
yeah, she's probably a fan of yours, so she's here.
Mhm.
But yeah, CCT is it's just what you teach beginners. Like you must have learned it as a kid too.
CCT? No.
You know. Okay, so this is what Atul and I, whenever we are streaming, we tell people CCT, CCT. So it's like checks, captures,
Ah,
and
yeah,
threats.
this I learned from Sagar and Samay. Yeah. Also, LPDO, something they were saying, like we couldn't figure it out. Yeah, myself, Adiman, and Midit couldn't figure it out what it means. Then we came to know it is loose pieces drop off, something like this. Am I
Yeah,
right?
no, no. Yeah, I think when we were younger, even I did not learn these rules when I was younger. I mean,
Hmm?
we had no idea. I mean, I didn't have a coach either, so I should just play and learn. But I don't know if did you learn this as a kid, the CCT, or is it a new
No,
thing?
no, no, no. It's a new thing for
It's a
me.
new thing. Exactly. Because I started using this rule once I, started teaching, then it became easy to teach chess by giving this rule. So then, you get accustomed to it. So it was not even for you. So you're one more person who said they don't know about it. All right. Okay. I think we'll get to your game, Setu. Which game would you like to show first? Dinglerin's or Night Dishes game?
Yeah, Dingleran, yeah.
Yeah, so what we can do is you can go through the game or I can go through it, but you can also go through. That's why I asked for a leader study and you can explain your thought process and everything. You can even go through the moves if you want yourself.
Yeah, yeah, sure. So you can see the board, yeah.
Yeah, should be visible. Yes.
So yeah, this was played in the match, India-China match. So after the Olympiad, we had this match. It was a very interesting format. So the Olympiad, the Indian Olympiad team played with the Chinese Olympiad team. So the Chinese team consisted of very strong players like Ding, Wei, and Lu Shangli and Zhou Jin Chao. So we were leading at some point, but then we kind of had some setbacks. So they won the match. But in this game, I played against Ding with black, and I mean beating Ding around 29 moves. Yeah, so it was, I mean, 23 moves, really special with the black pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, so d4 and
So knight f6,
f6.
c4, g6. So I never played the Grandfield or King's Indian. So this was a surprise for him. So he just played two systems here, like f3. I can move the pieces, right?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah. So
Sure.
f3 and g3. This was the two things which he majorly played. So I was hoping for something like this. So he played g3, and I went for the solid setup with c6, d5, and against the bishop on g2. Yeah. So these two pawns on c6 and d5 kind of restricts the bishop on g2. So this is one of the main lines for black. And he went for e3, which is quite interesting. So this was introduced by Kramnik back then. So generally they play knight f3 and then castle and it goes on e3 with idea of developing the knight to e2, yeah, and then
Yeah.
maybe knight c3 and knight f4 trying to put pressure on the d5 pawn. So Kramnik, I think he played it in the candidates in 2014 or 15, something like this. I think 14, yeah. And he
Okay.
scored a very nice victory. So this became popular. And this game was played in 2015. So a lot of people are going for here. So I was also well prepared. So I was hoping that he can go here. And since White's play is really slow, I thought why not to take the pawn and act in a dynamic manner. So I took the pawn on c4.
Uh,
Yeah.
was this like as you said, it was a surprise? Like, did you expect him to play e3 g3, and did you expect this?
No, I kind of expected G3, but I briefly checked E3, I must say. Okay, I checked everything. Yeah, kind of. I was ready for everything, but briefly I checked this move, not in a depth, not in greater depth. So I knew my plans. Like here I have to play quite actively with DC4 and try for E5 breaks, like I did in the game. So I knew certain plans. I was not really into depth, but yeah, it proved to be fine. So he played knight e2, and I played knight b7. The point is, of course, to support the pawn on c4 with knight b6 whenever he attacks with knight a3 or queen c2. So that's why I developed my knight to d7. How to draw arrows in Legion?
You just use the right mouse button.
Ah, yeah, sure. So yeah,
Yeah,
the point is to knight b6 and protect the pawn on c4. So yeah, he played castle, which is quite normal. So I developed my bishop and here queen c2. Uh, yeah, now like I
knight
mentioned,
b6.
knight b6 and e4. So this is the critical position. So how do we ask some questions to the viewers, or how it is?
Yeah, we ask questions to the viewers whenever any critical point or whenever you would like to ask.
Yeah,
Then
probably
yes.
here is a critical moment. Like, okay, white has got the center and everything, but we are extra pawn, so we need to find a way where we challenge or confront the center. So probably try to come up with some
Okay.
best plan. Yeah.
Let's see if the viewers can come up with a move. In the meantime, um, when regarding such a center, usually what happens now, we have a viewers of different levels, right? So in general,
Mhm.
I'm going to ask you, like
Mhm.
having such a center, right? D4, E4. Is it very comfortable to play against, giving up the center as a whole? Of course, you've won a pawn here. I understand
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
But
yeah.
the point is, the compensation is when you win the pawn, white gets the compensation of a stronger center.
Mhm.
So, like, how do you play such positions?
No, it works concretely. Yeah, most of the things works in a concrete manner. So let's say if you play some slow moves, then of course you will feel uncomfortable. But you anticipate that he will get the center, and you know how to react against it. So when you know how to react against it immediately and concretely as well, so you know that it will solve the problems of not having a great center. uh, then it's fine. Otherwise, like let's say if you just capture a pawn and give him free right in the center, and you play some slow moves, and then you will end up in a really unpleasant position. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's black's move over here. White has just pushed e4. Also, another thing, like I've seen a lot of games now in the Catlin, DC4 is usually dynamic, right? Whenever you go for the pawn. But in
yeah,
this kind of position where you're playing knight b6 and supporting, there's always a chance like white can go knight d2. I'm just saying, and get back the pawn. Is there a
yeah.
way that you're going to give it back, or you're just going to try to
So I
hold
can
it,
also try to play bishop e6 and protect it
protect
ruthlessly.
it? Okay. So we have very simpler answers than what you played, I guess. What I see is you played something else. I've not seen this game. I'm also seeing it for the first time. I just copy pasted it. Okay. So we have a suggestion that is castling, rook e8, and then go for e5 at the correct time, at the right point. Those are the wordings.
Yeah, the right moment will never come.
Yeah. So idea
The
is
plan is right.
correct. The
Yes,
idea is
that
right,
is
but
correct. Yeah. So okay, I did it immediately. Yeah.
yeah.
So not waiting for the right moment, just striking immediately. So
Yeah.
just but
So
okay, now e5 was really effective because my pieces are all active. So I thought, why not to play just e5, and then if he, of course, he took on e5, and then I got knight g4. Yeah. So now
hmm.
he has to weaken some things in order to protect the e5 pawn, which will give me the initiative. So that was my basic
But
plan.
like capturing, like he doesn't have many options. I think another thing may be rook d1, right?
Yeah, but then
Maybe.
he's not trying for any ambitions. Yeah, like I can go maybe
Hmm.
queen e7, or yeah, queen e7 I can go. And
Okay.
yeah, at some point he needs to capture. Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
otherwise he's just a pawn down as well. So, and also I have confronted his center, so he needs to do something. Yeah,
All right. But the position is still all right, right? It's still
yeah, it's
equalish.
very complex. Yeah, still it's very
Okay.
complex. Not like I'm already better or something. It's just complex. Yeah.
All right.
But e5 is a very nice reaction, I must say, because if I play slowly like castle rook e8, then he will get all his pieces in, and then e5 will not be that effective.
Okay. And but what if he supports the pawn? I think capturing f4 like that.
Yeah, that's what happened in the game. Like,
Okay, okay,
so he
okay.
took,
Then
then I play knight g4, and then first he went rook d1,
tempo.
and then yeah. queen e7, and then because maybe f4 have some ideas like queen d3. Yeah, so probably he was
Yeah, I
worried.
think yeah, gaining a tempo is also decent,
Yeah,
right? Rook
yeah.
d1, get
So
the open file, and
and then he
then
played
go
f4, which is
f4.
very normal. And here, yeah, again, like I have given up the e5 pawn as well, so I need to act really quickly. Yeah, otherwise, let's say if he kicks my knight with h3 and then he puts his bishop to e3, I'm completely worse. Yeah, like so I have to play f6.
F6.
Yeah, so I need to continue with the flow, and this is the right moment to strike.
And h3, oh, h3 not possible now.
H3 now queen c5 check is coming,
Yeah. I
and
just
then
saw that, but it
yeah, like let's
is.
say
Then
h3.
there's d5, no?
Yeah, knight d4,
Then
and then I
there's
can take
d5.
fe5.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that should be better for black.
yeah. So
Okay.
So yeah, he need to take on f6, and I took with the bishop. And now again I'm threatening queen c5 check. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
actually, that e5 knight g4 seems like it has helped a lot.
yeah,
Seems
exactly.
like
Like
black is
yeah, like if you consider
comfortable.
two moves back, he was having a good center, and now like look at my pieces. Yeah, like really they are going for the kill. And this king is
Yeah.
really weakened on g1, and his dark squares are also completely weakened. And yeah, queen c5 is a major threat now.
Yeah, and Amay, I hope, I think Sethu has already answered your question. The d5, knight g4, f4 line. I think he mentioned queen d3 also in that position. Yes. Yeah. So white played.
So white played e5, obviously to kind of restrict my bishop on f6. And for instance, if I give a check now he can
Knight
insert his
d4.
knight with knight d4. Yeah. So that was his idea. But now I got another piece into the game. So everything is jumping with tempos. Yeah. So bishop f5. And time is very important here. Like if I play slowly, like let's say bishop g7 or something, then he gets to push my pieces. So I really need to act quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always good to gain a tempo though. I always tell the chat, gain a tempo whenever possible. Develop your
Yeah. Also, when
pieces.
you
So
get to develop your pieces, it's like
yeah.
really good. And the point is that if he takes the piece, then I have this check and I can
Yeah,
capture.
that's a tactic actually. We could have asked them this question. But okay.
Ah, okay.
It's all right. Let's go.
Okay. So he
So queen
played queen
c3.
c3. Now I gave a check. So because if I place my bishop here, yeah, then these two pawns are kind of already restricting this bishop, and I wanted to change my direction of the bishop. So I gave a check, and then I brought my bishop to e7, which is more healthier. Yeah.
And like you're not really worrying about h3 or anything of that sort, right? Like at all?
No, now like he also need to develop his pieces. Yeah, like h3 I can even sacrifice sometimes with long castle and knight e4 ideas. For instance, here h3. Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
even play long castle and knight is coming to a4 and this is hanging. So a lot of
okay.
tactical ideas are floating in the air. For
Hmm.
instance, if he takes, yeah,
I'll take g4 definitely.
yeah, you can take on g4 and then play knight a4 and
Queen e3 there. Okay, but maybe you'll have counterplay. I don't know. I'm just asking
it's, yeah, it's possible.
because
Maybe I can.
any player, right? Usually, let's say, like if I go knight g4, I will have to see that it's coming back. I don't want to keep it on h6. I will, like I have to find a future for it. But you, like grandmasters, like very freely, you'll take the knights there, and y'all don't really, worry that much.
No, but I mean, it's possible, but it looks risky for white. Yeah, like for instance, bishop g4, rook d2, and let's say knight a4, queen e3. I can even go queen b6, bishop c5 ideas. A lot of ideas are there,
Hmm.
and perhaps I can even take on d4. I don't know. It looks interesting, but probably it's not enough. So a lot of
Okay.
ideas. No,
Okay.
queen b6. I was worried about something like knight c3. So yeah, perhaps h3 was an interesting option. Okay, at the least case, I can also come back. Yeah, probably, or maybe start with knight a4. Yeah, this is maybe more trickier. Yeah, start with knight a4. That is a problem. So now you
Oh,
don't have a square for the square on for the
E3
d3.
E3
Yeah,
square is
yeah,
not
yeah,
there now.
yeah. So probably this is more clever. Also, maybe I can play something like bishop d3 and try to sacrifice like this. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, maybe bishop d3 is even more cleaner. Like now I get knight a4 and you don't have a support for the knight on d4.
D4, right? The knight's falling.
Yeah, so like he needs to really get his pieces. Like you see, like bishop on c1 is not active, knight on b1 is sleeping, and also rook on a1 is sleeping. Whereas
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at my pieces, yeah, knight on g4, queen on c5, and long castle is also.
Yeah. Yeah, you're having a very comfortable position, very comfortable.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Okay.
true. So he played knight a3, which was a mistake, but it looked very natural, yeah, to develop the pieces. But perhaps he should have gone something else, like with b3.
And why is knight a3 a mistake in particular? What will be the reason?
Yeah, like the game continuation, I'll show you.
Oh,
But
okay.
first, b3 was necessary with the idea of bishop a3, and yeah, it would have like led to some complex position. Yeah, so I might have taken on b3, and then yeah, it goes like this. So a b3 and long castle, and perhaps I'm totally fine. But yeah, this was the best chance for him. But
Okay.
he played knight a3, which looked very natural. Yeah, to develop the piece. But now I got long castle, and already I'm threatening bishop to d3. Yeah,
Yeah, and your king is very, very safe, but his king seems a bit
yeah,
in a
yeah,
problem.
yeah. Also, knight a4 ideas are always floating in there when you go for bishop g3. So already he's in big trouble, I must say. After knight a3 long castle, it's maybe even winning for me.
So that you're saying, is it better for you before knight a3 itself, or is it the knight a3 was
No,
like
it
a
looked very
crucial
tricky for
moment?
him, but perhaps b3 would have solved his problem and would have led to some equal endgame
Okay.
after, like something like this. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Mention this, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, after knight a3, after I played long castle, it's already over for him. So yeah, now bishop d3 is coming, and it's not easy for him to communicate with his pieces. Yeah,
It's usually the other way around. When you win a pawn, your opponent gets the center, gets development, gets everything. But in this game, you got the pawn, plus you got
no, but I also gave back the pawn with
active
e5.
pieces. Yeah,
I gave back the
you
pawn
gave
with
it
e5.
back. You gave it back, but still,
Yeah,
it's usually the other way around, right?
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay, so castling, and I think the game is over very, very soon.
Yeah, so he played h3,
H3.
and like I said, I just locked this rook. So now this is hanging. Knight a4 is coming, and yeah, now it's already over. Yeah, so he took, and then I played knight a4. So queen e1, queen d4, and now it's just collapsing. Yeah. For instance, if he moves his king to h2 or something, I can even go h5 and even this.
Yeah, seems the king is doomed in the
Yeah,
corner.
yeah. Also, I have
Yeah,
bishop a3, of course. Like this rook is hanging.
take the piece. Yeah, simple.
So he played bishop e3. I took the pawn. He played queen a5. He was trying to create some tricks, but it's already over. So I just took bishop c6. And here I just played bishop c5. Okay, I could also take here queen a6 check, king d7, but okay, why to complicate things unnecessary? And bishop c5 just wins on the spot.
Now, this is a very important point, though. A lot of at higher level, when you get a title, grandmaster level, you all
Hmm.
know how to keep things simple. It's very important to remember when you're in a winning position, play the simplest line possible, which
Yeah, we try to
usually.
actually not keep it tight.
No, what happens as you go to the lower level,
Hmm.
players have the habit of just making things complex.
Yeah, maybe getting a bit greedy.
Yeah. So the point is always remember your material up, you're in a winning position. You have to play, let's put it like, play like Capablanca or Karpov. When you're not winning, you can play like Tal. It's you have to combine it. So that is usually lacking. Lower whenever like we even discuss games here. This
Mhm.
usually is lacking. Like simple chess is not very easy to play.
Yeah,
So
because
even the
we give some small chances to our opponent, and suddenly it
hmm,
gets tricky. And the more we give chances, he's back in the game,
exactly.
and then psychology also plays a role. Yeah, because we are winning completely, and then we give him slight chances, and then he's surviving, and slowly we lose the thread, and it gets a toll on us. Yeah, also.
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly. So move like bishop c5, though you're saying it's very simple, it's a very important, very beautiful move which people miss usually. I'm saying lower
yeah,
when
yeah, that's
as you
true.
go lower.
Yeah, yeah. So after this, he resigned, and I mean, winning against Ding Liren 27-55, he was back at the time. He was also very strong. I mean, now we don't need to say. But back then also he was really strong, and defeating him with the black pieces in 23 moves was really special. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like you outplayed him, right? Just
Yeah.
outplayed him
Like,
in the
somehow the
opening
game
little
looked
game.
very smooth, and yeah, what can I say? Like, like just a few mistakes from his side, and it got completely over. Yeah.
Yeah, a few mistakes, but they were not, they were like minor mistakes, right? Not
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
anything
Yeah,
major, no blunders. They're just
yeah.
minor positional errors, probably. All right. We can go on to the next, I guess.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What happened?
Now we have a question by one of our user.
Hmm.
His username is Red. I don't know who he or she is, but the question is Sethuraman. What is your favorite? Knights or bishops or four pawns or me? I don't know.
I hope it's a she. Yeah? Knights, four pawns, bishops, or me? I don't know. Okay, if I know the who's red, then I can answer this question. Yeah. Otherwise, it's difficult to answer.
Okay. Um. All right, we'll go on to the next game. We'll have a look. Like this game, you've told us a story already. Like, is
Hmm.
there any story behind this game you're playing against Nidish?
Yeah.
Any
So every game
backstory?
has some stories, or we just create something. No, it's okay. It was played in Sharjah Masters, like my favorite tournament, one of my favorite tournaments. It is a really strong tournament. I was leading the tournament like 5 bar 5 with Parham Maksudlu. So he was also leading 5 bar 5, and then I lost the sixth game against him. So after losing the game, again I got a strong opponent, yeah, like Naidish, and like Naidish is known to be a really creative and a very strong player. So he's 2700. He had something like 2750 back then, but recently he dropped some rating. So I played the white pieces, and yeah, so the game went like this: e4, e5. So yeah, back then Bishop c4 used to be my favorite opening, just to avoid Berlin. Yeah, like Bishop b5, then.
Not anymore.
So I generally play Bishop c4. Okay, even now it's my favorite, but now the theory is like really well developed, a lot of modern tricks, and it's quite boring to play, yeah, sometimes. So yeah, he went for Bishop c5, so d3, all natural moves. So knight f6, castle, d6, c3, and here he played h6, uh, perhaps trying to not allowing me to pin with Bishop g5. I mean, castle is also possible. Then it leads to some other different directions. Yeah, with Bishop g5. But with h6, he kind of stops my bishop to g5. I mean, here there are a lot of modern tricks. Yeah, I mean, a lot of small nuances. So I just played rook e1 with the idea of just to reroute my knight to d2 and then f1, and also
Yeah.
sometimes d4. Yeah. So so he played castle, and then I developed my knight. And there are two plans for black here, like either to put a6 or a5. So the basic thing is that to preserve this bishop. Yeah. And a6 is also one of the classical lines, but then white gains some space, something like this. Yeah. So
Yeah.
a5 is a new way of treating this position, not to allow this expansion.
The queen side
Yeah,
expansion.
the queen side expansion, and also it secures this bishop. Yeah. So I mean the square for this bishop.
Yeah.
So this is the modern way of treating the position, but obviously it weakens some squares. Like b5 is slightly
Yeah.
weakened. So every move has some pros and cons. Yeah. So it's always like this. So knight f1. And then here there are a lot of plans for black, like to challenge my bishop on c4 with rook e8 and bishop e6, or the one which was played in the game, which is knight e7. The point of rerouting this knight is to get c6 d5. So trying to again strike in the center, yeah.
Center.
So generally they put the knight to g6 so that it protects the knight pawn on e5, and then they aim for c6 and d5. So this is the basic idea. So I just went back with my bishop so that I can play bishop c2 on d4. So sometimes when I play d4 some here, yeah, then he can take and play bishop b4. And for instance, let's say bishop d2, yeah, some tactics like this can come. I mean,
94.
yeah, knight e4, rook e4, and d5.
Hmm.
And probably, I don't know whether it's effective here, but it is one of the things to always to be noted, yeah. So that's why I just place my bishop to b3 so that when I play d4, such tricks doesn't work.
Yeah, you
Also, the
can keep
bishop,
options open, right?
yeah,
You
also it's
can
very
choose
flexible,
to.
and the bishop is nicely placed on c2 as well, which kind of overprotects the pawn on e4, yeah.
Yeah.
So knight g6, and I also went for knight g3, and here Knightish came up with a creative plan. So Knightish is a very dynamic player, yeah. So he likes to complicate things, and that explains his move as well. So generally they play rook e8 and then bishop e6, try to get a slow game, but yeah, he played a4. So I was quite
Pawn
surprised by
track.
this. Yeah, he sacrificed a pawn, and I took it obviously. So bishop g4, and yeah, this was his plan, yeah, just to get knight h4 in. So now I cannot really move my queen because this is tied down, so I need to protect the bishop. And also knight h4 kind of creates some weakness around my king, so that was his
Yeah.
major idea. But
So,
I,
so
yeah,
if you play bishop c2, bishop e3, there's knight h4.
yeah, bishop c2 or bishop b3,
Okay,
knight h4.
I'll just play it out on the board, okay?
Yeah, sure,
So
sure.
bishop c2 or bishop b3, whatever. There's knight h4,
Yeah, but
and
even though he gets knight h4, I don't know whether it's really effective for him, but it looks risky for me because this bishop on c2 has to be on f1. So if it is on f1, then I'm totally safe.
yeah, but his idea with giving the pawn was knight h4. You're saying, right?
Yeah, yeah, knight h4, yeah.
Knight h4, and maybe let's say ruin your pawn structure. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, yeah. Also, for instance, let's say if he doesn't give a pawn and then if he plays direct bishop g4, yeah. Now the problem is that I can kick with h3. So now if he takes, I can take with the queen.
Hmm.
So the difference here is that after he played a4, bishop g4, if I play h3, bishop f3, I cannot
Bishop
take with the queen
f3.
because this bishop is hanging.
Yeah, rook a4.
So then I need to weaken my structure totally, and then, uh, I mean,
Yeah,
this is
the,
the
the
healthy
pawn
play.
is also, yeah, that is, yeah, that's there.
So that's why he sacrificed this pawn. So now knight h4 is a threat, so I am not able to kick his bishop immediately with h3.
Okay, so you
So having
went.
said that, it is not that clear whether he has good compensation, but obviously it looks a bit scary for me because after knight h4, I have to weaken my pawn structure, yeah. So here I went for d4. Maybe knight f5 is a better option, not allowing him to play knight h4, and I don't know whether he has compensation here. And now next I can bring back the bishop, yeah.
Yeah, but you did not play knight f5, is it?
Yeah, I did not play knight f5. I thought d4 is
Okay.
also equally good, and yeah, it is so. So took bishop b4 and then rook e3, trying to kind of uh, guard this knight. Yeah. So now I have extra pawn, free center. The only thing is that this pin is quite annoying. So
And
if I take, yeah,
how would you assess this position? Like in general, you have got the pawn on a4. Black has some compensation. So how would you assess it, like as a
during the
grandmaster?
game, yeah, during the game, I thought I was better, but it's always complex, yeah, when you play such positions. But I was confident I was better because, I mean, giving a pawn like that uh, should not work. Yeah, I mean, I have not done anything drastically wrong, so I should definitely not be worse here. And in fact, I have extra pawn in a good center, so I felt I should be better, but uh, also I need to be careful, yeah, because Snydish is a very creative player and he can create some attack or something. So yeah, the general objective is that white is better. Yeah, that's what I felt.
Okay, in general, Setu, like how this is a question which everybody asks, right? I mean, if you just consider a club player or anybody, how do
Hmm.
you assess a position? Now, I have always given the answer to them, but I'm not a grandmaster, so
Mhm.
we'll want to know from a grandmaster, how do you assess a position in general? Like, what are the steps you take to assess a position?
Of course, first comes the material, and then next comes the portion of our pieces. So, like, let's say if we have bad pieces and if it's badly placed, then we are in trouble. Next comes the pawn structure. So, like whether our pawn structure is flexible uh, or not, and probably on top of that, the king's position. Yeah. So before all that, first the king's position comes into role, like whether our king is vulnerable or not. So I don't know how to prioritize it, but yeah, like it comes naturally to me when I play the
Yeah.
game. So these are the
Okay.
basic things. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, these are the things you consider, and then you assess a position to how it is. Then in the moves end, you assess it. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
all right. Okay, so this position you thought you were already better. Okay, so how did it continue then?
So he played
Um,
c5. So the point is that he is trying to create some imbalance in the position by challenging my
okay,
center. So obviously I closed with d5, and then he got this square for the knight to e5, and I first kicked this bishop and then got out of the pin. Yeah. So far all the moves look natural. So there is an interesting plan here for white other than queen f1. Probably they can try to find. So the principle of worst piece. Yeah.
the principle of worst piece. Okay, let us see. Let's see if anybody can find the move, the principle of the worst piece, and another plan other than
Queen
queen
f1.
f1. That is what he played, but another plan. Uh,
Maybe I
okay.
can give some hints. Maybe it's not that easy.
Yeah, I think that would be helpful.
Yeah. This bishop on a4, yeah, is not doing anything. So let's say if it is on f1 or e2, then it would be like a dream. Yeah. So how to bring it? Maybe
Okay,
it's too trivial.
because
I think it's too trivial. It was so stupid of me to give such trivial hints. Yeah.
no, before you said it, actually, before you said it, we had a suggestion bishop c2. That
Yes,
was
bishop
one
c2 is
suggestion.
possible, but okay, it protects the pawn on e4, but then I mean our major thing is that somehow to safeguard this knight. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you have given the answer actually.
Yeah, yeah, but then why don't they say in the plan?
They've said it. They've
Ah,
said
that's it.
bishop
Ah,
b5.
yeah, yeah, bishop e5 is the best move here to bring the bishop to e2. Yeah, and then
Yeah,
I'm
all
totally.
of them. All of them. The minute you've given the hint, now all of them are typing the answers. Okay, yeah, bishop
Yeah,
b5
that's
to
why I
get
should
it
never
back.
give hints. Probably I should give the role to you.
Okay, so bishop b5 and get that back. Cool. Okay.
Yeah. So okay, I played queen f1, which is also fine. But now he got the opportunity to kind of take on f3, take.
Okay, regarding this, I mean, you had an option. You foresaw both the moves, right? Queen f1, bishop b5
No, I
in your
didn't see
mind.
bishop e5 to be honest.
Okay, but
Only after.
let's say you did think of bishop b5. Let's say you
Hmm.
thought about bishop b5, and you
Hmm.
had an option like in your mind. How do you make the choice? Should I go bishop b5? Should I go queen f1? Both look good. Now, how do you make the choice?
No, bishop b5 looks more kind of bringing the pieces, yeah, towards the king. So I would have gone for bishop b5 if, let's say, if I would have noticed it. So I've definitely have gone for bishop b5 because I mean the more pieces you bring to the king side, yeah, you're a pawn up, yeah. Just if you coordinate your pieces very well, then you're
Hmm.
much better. So in that sense, also the bishop on a4 is not doing much. Obviously, my idea of queen f1 is to bring the bishop to d1, uh, but bishop e5 looks more healthier, yeah, because just in full control. So
Yeah.
sometimes it is difficult to decide. I mean, because there are two equally good moves, so you have to just go with the intuition and not to waste time. Yeah, generally because when there are two good moves, you keep on hesitating and then burn up a lot of time. And
Yeah,
then
that's what I'm asking you this
yeah,
question. That's why, because me myself as a player, I always come on time pressure. Reason, making a choice. Which move to go for? Both look good to me. Now what to do? And
yeah,
then you come
sometimes
on time pressure. Then you blunder later.
yeah,
That's the
exactly,
common
exactly.
thing.
You get a winning portion and then suddenly you blow up everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Also,
generally. Yeah. yeah, you have to, I mean, just trust your intuition and not to retrospect too much. Yeah. Even if let's say it's not a great move, sometimes people what they do, oh, I could have played that move, yeah, in previous move, and then you keep on retrospecting, yeah, and then you spoil all the present moment.
Yeah, and okay, I have my brother in the chat. So he's like Queen F1 allows Bishop D1, right? He's asking.
Yeah, that was my major idea of placing the queen on f1.
And regarding your Bishop B5 hint, they
Mhm.
were like they were like the best move but worst hint.
Okay, what hint you would have given? Let's say, let's put it this way.
No, what you said, improving the piece, I think that made sense. And because
Hmm.
even earlier, when you said improve your piece, that should have come to anyone's mind who has been watching the stream from earlier. Because from the
Mhm.
start, if I recollect correctly, from the start you have been mentioning the bishop should be here, bishop should be. You have mentioned
Yeah,
it
yeah,
at a
yeah,
few
probably.
places. So
Yeah,
it was, if they're paying attention, like Sethu said, the bishop should be here. We should be taking the bishop there, just if they pay attention.
yeah,
And
probably.
Samarth says Queen of One is the best move. Leela said to me.
Really?
Probably, I don't
I
know.
don't know. Yeah, I didn't check with the computer recently, so they're just my thoughts back then. So probably it's still, I don't know. Probably it's equally good. Yeah, let's. If Leela says so, I mean, who am I to deny? Yeah?
um, Yeah, so I think we can go forward. Okay, by the way, I
Yeah.
don't know if you remember, but Amay has mentioned something. I don't know. Amay said that he kept a DP. I don't know where. On WhatsApp, I guess. I don't know. With a photo with you. He met you at the oil and petroleum tournament. And he said he really liked your personality. He just put it in the chat. He's actually an arbiter. He's a national arbiter. He's very young. He's, I think, 19 years old or so. He just got
Which
into it.
in Mumbai? You mean? Ask him if it's in Mumbai, like whether
Uh,
we met in Mumbai or no.
Yeah, he can hear you. He will
Yeah, I don't
answer.
know when we met. Well, yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks for that. Probably I don't remember, but yeah, really so sweet of you and
It will be
thanks.
it will be sometime recently. It's not very old.
Ah,
It's
probably it's in
recently.
Mumbai then. Yeah, Mumbai. Yeah. Okay, that's so sweet of you to have my DP. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so Queen of One, and then
Yeah, I played Queen of One, and yeah, he took on F3, takes, and then C4. So now some ideas like Bishop B6, trying to attack the rook, or Knight D3, yeah, or floating
uh,
in the air.
actually, I think Rook and Bishop A4 also would be hanging.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Yeah. So that's why Bishop B5 may be better, but okay. Yeah. So I played Bishop C2. So Bishop B6. Yeah, probably here again, white to move. Yeah, kind of. Okay, I'm not giving any hints now.
Okay, we will ask the chat. We'll ask the chat.
Yeah.
Guys, you have to find what Sethu played in this game. What did he play? Let's see if you guys can play like him. And yes, in the meantime, we can interact with the chat as they find the move. Yes, he's saying Mumbai.
Mm.
He's talking about Mumbai. And hi, Samarth, Anshika, Kritika, Amay, Samarth, Tanmay, and whoever I missed. Welcome to the stream. If you have any questions that you would like to ask Sethuraman, please put them in the chat so we can, it can get to him. We have a suggestion, knight f5 in this position.
Uh, yeah, it looks interesting, but if I take on E3,
Probably, I think I am. It's my brother, so I know that he's a player who will sacrifice and go forward. I know about him, so he just said I'll go for an attack.
no, his idea is right, but he has to do it in a different way.
He's like a huge gamble with an exchange sack, but I don't know.
Mhm.
That bishop looks so strong, so maybe king h1. Somebody else is saying king h1.
King H1 is too slow. I mean, if you want to give the
Ah,
exchange, why do you want to give the exchange in a slow manner?
he said he's actually told his idea. He's put king h1 exclamation two exclamation marks.
Mm-hmm.
Plan is queen g1 and start the desi attack. Okay,
What is
now
desi attack?
Desi attack, I think, is just doom doom dum.
This is a new word for me. Probably I will use it somewhere. Desi attack.
Okay, I think, yeah, now Queen G2 we have. My brother changed his move. He said now Queen G2 first and then he'll go Knight
Yeah, of course.
F5.
Why to play King H on Queen G1 rather than directly go Queen G2? Yeah.
Yeah, Amay suggested King H1.
Mm-hmm. Ah, okay.
Okay,
King H1 is a
yeah.
bit slow.
You got the Desi attack idea correct though. Okay, so you went with
Queen G2, yeah.
Queen G2.
No, the problem with Knight F5 is that if I take, I mean, if he takes the rook, then I cannot take with the bishop, yeah, because this pawn is hanging.
Hmm.
So then I need to take with the pawn, but then of course, yeah, if I take with the pawn, I lose all my attack
Then,
because this
and the
bishop.
bishop,
Yeah.
yeah, bishop is blocked.
So so Queen G2. So I had planned this idea. I mean, when I played Queen F1, yeah, kind of. So here I knew that this would happen, and I would sacrifice an exchange, yeah, kind of.
Calculated, okay.
Yeah. So he took. I was really happy with my position because Knight F5 is coming, and I'm getting the racy attack. Yeah.
Yeah, so Amay has given us more information about the term. He said
Mhm.
Desi attack is a term started by Nubair Bhai, basically Nubair
Ah, Dubai Sheikh.
Sheikh. Yeah.
Interesting term. Yeah. So now Knight F5 is coming, and then yeah, he needs to move his king. Yeah, otherwise he would be in big trouble. Otherwise he would get mated. Yeah, on the G file.
Yeah, I mean, two bishops. The minute you have two bishops like this, like snipers which are looking towards the king there, I don't think you need anything else. They
Yeah.
just will
Also, like
help you.
knight is going to jump to
Yeah,
F5.
knight to F5.
So yeah. So he played king at 7. I went knight F5. Obviously threatening mate in 1. So he played knight H5.
What if pawn G6,
No,
somebody
then the
asks?
H6 pawn is hanging. Yeah. So
Hmm.
I cannot really.
Probably they're asking in this position or before this. I'm not so sure. Probably,
Which?
maybe no. H6 is hanging. I think they
Yeah,
missed out
always
on
H6
it.
is hanging. So
H6 was hanging somewhat, so
yeah.
G6 is not possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So he played knight H5. And then yeah, queen H3 I went for this. So now G6.
Queen H3 was like to provoke him to push G6 and make a weakness.
Uh, yeah, I think it kind of forces things. Otherwise, he would just play queen f6 and kind of consolidate. Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah,
I
some
need to add.
provoking him there.
Yeah, I need to provoke something. So queen h3 g6, and then here I went for the king h1 plan. So trying to bring the rook to g1. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I
Okay.
can take on h6 any moment. So I thought, why not to bring the last piece into attack? So king
Yeah, one more thing to note down, guys. G5 is not possible. If G5 is played, there is Queen F5, Queen H5. What would we be played?
queen f5
Queen
check first.
F5
Yeah,
first,
just
Queen
check
F5.
check and then I take
Queen
with the
F5 and then capture. Yeah.
yeah.
So then it's winning. I don't think we need to speak about this. We have this, we have the queen, we have the rook. Okay, that game over. So we'll go back. So King H1 was played.
Mhm. So I played queen f6, which is quite obvious to bring the queen into the game to kind of defend the king side. Yeah. So now I took on h6, and here he went with rook h8, which was a big blunder. Rook g8 has to be played, and probably he's surviving, but his position still looks dangerous. Yeah. So I would have played bishop d2 here, for instance, and yeah, it's very risky for him. Like it's not easy to untangle his pieces. Yeah,
It's
and I'm
difficult,
coming.
right? As
Yeah,
black, how to defend this?
yeah. I mean, I'm coming with bishop c3 and rook g1. A lot of things are there, but at least it's not over on the spot. Yeah,
Okay, so Rook H8 is over on the spot. Okay.
yeah. Rook h8 is over on the spot. Again, nothing special, but okay. If they want to find the best move, they can
Let's see if they
find
can
it.
find. Anyway, they have been interacting and they have been telling us moves. Let's
Mhm.
see. What is White's best move here? What did Sethuraman play? Someone is asking, how did you calculate so many moves? Oh my God. Okay, we have one suggestion already.
Mm-hmm.
Can we go f4 here? Is what Kritika is asking, your fan.
F4, yeah. F4, then I can take on F5. Okay, then maybe Bishop G5, yeah, probably.
She has not given a continuation, but f4, then we
No,
got.
there is an interesting line which I saw just now. Probably, I hope it works. Like for instance, F4, yeah. So let's say if I take, so I'm now going to take this.
You mentioned bishop g5, no?
Yeah,
Then
Bishop
queen
G5,
h5.
and then yeah, I saw Knight G4,
Queen h5 though?
Queen H5 check, King G8.
And can't we capture
Yeah,
queen
probably
g4,
Queen
bishop
G4. Queen
f6?
G4 is winning. Yeah, Queen G4 is winning. Yeah,
Two
yeah.
bishops, so the
No,
rook
Queen
should be
G4.
winning.
Yeah, Queen G4 is winning. No, Queen G4 still there is the line continues. So
Is
Queen
it?
B2. But okay, I
Some
prefer.
discovered check should win, no?
No, Queen G1 or even Bishop F6 check. Yes, winning. Yeah. Yeah, F4 looks interesting, but perhaps I can just move my knight. Let's say to D3 or something. Yeah, or even I have some tricks like knight G4. Yeah, let's say
Okay, we got a lot of suggestions on knight g4. Okay, I'll get there later. Um, the point of knight g4 ideas?
like Queen
Queen
G4,
g4,
GF5, Queen H5, Queen H6. Okay, probably still
queen
for me Queen
f7.
F7. Yeah, probably just knight G4 is not good, but probably just I can go with knight D3. So and then if Bishop G5, then I can go Queen B2. Yeah.
Okay, so there is counterplay you're saying for black.
Yeah, yeah, but definitely it's interesting. Yeah, as we saw
Okay.
a lot of interesting variations.
And other suggestions we got a couple of them who said bishop g7.
Bishop G7 here. So what if I move my
Yes.
queen? What if I
Bishop
move my queen?
g7. Where is the queen going to go? We
Queen
have only
G5.
two squares. Yeah. But here there's rook g1, no? Gaining a
Yeah,
tempo.
but I can go Queen F4. Yeah. Okay, you can gain back the rook, but I will lose all my attack.
Okay.
I don't want material. I want to mate him.
Okay, so we had two moves, a bishop g7, rook g1 was another suggestion
Yeah, Rook
by.
G1 was the move I played, which is the best move.
Oh, yes, guys. I think you got rook g1 a couple of you. Yes, rook g1 it is.
Yeah. Then the point is that if he takes now, then of course Bishop G5 wins. Yeah, on the spot. Like Queen G6, I can take. Then
Right. This is winning, yeah.
yeah. So that's why I said it's better to place the rook here so that I don't have such ideas like Rook G1. Yeah, like I don't have Bishop G5 at all.
Yeah, but the king on it's very difficult, right? To keep the king there and play and
Yeah, exactly.
uncomfortable.
That's probably we are both in mutual time trouble, and he decided, okay, Rook G8, he will not have a square for his king. Probably
Hmm.
Rook H8, he can try to run with King G8 sometimes, so that's why he played Rook H8 immediately. And now Bishop G5 is already coming. Yeah, he's in big trouble.
Yeah, so rook g1, what's the idea now?
Also, Bishop G7 is coming. I don't have a square for the Queen to G5. A lot of
d8, you'll have to go. Okay.
yeah, but then it's not. Also,
Bishop
Bishop G5
d4.
traps the Queen. Yeah, now immediately.
Hmm. Right. Bishop g5 traps. Okay.
So yeah, Rook G1 is just over on the spot. So Knight F3 he took. I took the piece. And obviously, if he takes, then I can take here and it's a mate. Yeah.
Right. That's mate.
So he took on B2, and here knight D6 I took. So I took on H6. I took on F7, threatening Rook G6 or Queen G6 mate.
Yeah, his king is too bad.
Yeah. So Rook G8 probably the last finish. Yeah, they can try to find.
All right, let's see if, who can find this move. Yes,
Yeah.
somewhat you got the previous move correct. You're the first one. Yes, yes. Congratulations. And now let us see who can find this move. This position seems like
I
it's
mean, the
already
move is not important. I feel the move along with the plan. Yeah, that is more
move with a
important.
plan. Yeah. So the point is, even though white is an exchange down, it does not matter. The black king is terribly placed. and pieces are terribly placed. The queen. I think the queen had a fight with the king, and it is having an affair with somebody else. It is somewhere else, no idea where. It's left the king alone. The poor black king has to suffer and lose his
Nice way to
kingdom.
explain.
Going to lose his kingdom, and yeah, life after that. Okay, we got some suggestions. Rook g6, knight f6. Wait, knight f6. Rook it. What?
What?
That's what I don't understand. Rook g6, knight f6.
No, probably
Okay.
rook d6 and knight f5. That's what they
Knight
are trying to
f5
say.
maybe. Knight
No, but
f5.
it doesn't work, I think. Yeah. I mean, if you give too many pieces, then you will not have any material to mate. Yeah. Like it doesn't work, I think.
Yeah. It seems a bit too much.
Yeah.
There should be something else here.
Yes.
Knight f5.
Knight f5 can take on f5. Nothing special.
Okay, we have just for fun. He got the move, I guess, because I just saw the score sheet right now. I saw the move though.
Mhm.
Bishop d1 with the idea of knight f5 is what chess for fun says.
Yeah, that's right. That's the best idea. Yeah. So I played bishop
So
d1 with the idea of knight f5.
we'll just explain it. So knight f5 point is after g f5, queen h5 is mate, right?
Yeah, let's say some random move like this. Yeah. Then I give mate like
And
this.
checkmate because this rook is controlling the g file and then this is
This bishop
supported
is not.
by, yeah, all right. So going back,
So he
knight
played knight
f6.
f6, and now one more nice move to finish. Probably mate in three. Yeah, this is the hint.
Okay, guys, mate in three, mate in three.
Okay, it's not forced, but it's more or less. Yeah, kind of.
Okay. In the meantime, we have, let me check if we have any questions. Um, we had some questions earlier which I did not ask. So yeah, I had like one more question. Like I have seen Debashish and all like solve puzzles right before the game, like Puzzle Rush, and basic tactics as a warm up before
Hmm.
going and playing around. Like, do you have the routine to do something similar to just solve basic puzzles like Mate in One? Any?
No, not before the round. Maybe in the morning, I try to solve sometimes, but not before the round. Yeah.
Okay, all
So
right.
I try to keep my mind fresh before the round. So
All
okay,
right,
it
but
works. I mean, different to different people. Yeah. So
yeah. So, but you do solve basic puzzles like in general,
yes, to some studies or sometimes is mate in one, mate in twos are very interesting. Also,
right?
it improves your creativity, kind of. I mean, not really
Um,
basic, like the mate in one, mate in two. I mean by this
I got
motion,
yeah,
yeah.
I got it. I understood that. Okay. Also, since let's say that if you got this is just a general question I will be asking in
Mhm.
case people want to know. Like you have played the team events plus you have played individual events. So, do you have a separate kind of preparation for team events? Like because team event is a team event, individual is individual, or how does it work?
No, in team events, the plus point is that you can try to help others as well. You can also like uh, get help from others. So, I mean, we exchange a lot of ideas, so it's very interesting and nicer way because everyone has played like our opponents, yeah, kind of. So we'll have good experience. So we'll try to share it. Apart from that, I think the preparation is individual when it comes to team events or individual events. It's more or less the same, but just that the team bond and certain decisions will influence like during the game because we are playing for a team and let's say sometimes if we need 2.5 1.5 such decisions will influence but the basic preparation will remain the same. Yeah.
And particularly you, if you're talking about like, are you more motivated in a team event or an individual event?
Yeah,
Like
I love to play team events. Yeah,
team
generally I'm
events.
good at
Okay.
watching team events because I get along very well. I mean, I just love team events because like we get to meet quite often and we exchange ideas and I always like to mingle with people. Yeah, so I love team events. Yeah.
Okay, so we have some answers over here. I'll just going to go forward with the moves. Knight f5, rest is history. That is one suggestion. Next
Knight f5 rest
suggestion.
is history for which side? GF5 and 0-1, yeah.
Next we have f4, knight f5 ideas.
The
Another
move is right,
suggestion,
the plan is not right.
f4, knight f5 was one. Next we have e5 as a suggestion. Pawn to e5.
E5 queen e5, what's the idea?
Idea is not given, move is given. I'm telling you the move. Okay, another we have rook g6, f4 with idea of knight f5 checkmate.
I think he mixed up a lot of things, but okay, the plan is generally right, but rook g6 first, uh, like let's say plan he mentioned, yeah, runs into mate, self-mate kind of, like let's say f4 he runs into self-mate with queen g2.
Yeah, I think he forgot. He did not see. He
No,
didn't get
he found the
mated.
scheme really well. That is the schematic idea, but he should do it in the other way around.
Yes.
Probably have to give the answer, yeah?
Yeah, like they've not got the idea, they've got the moves
Yeah,
though, so
f4
they've
is right,
mentioned.
and your plan of rook g6, knight f5 is now coming, yeah?
Rook g6 and knight f5 checkmate after that.
Yeah. So this is a
Hmm.
key move, arresting the king completely, and let's say rook a6, which was played in the game. Now I just mate him with rook g6, knight f5.
Yeah, but this didn't happen, right?
This happened, yeah?
No, but he resigned, right? At rook
No, no, it
g6.
happened actually. I mated him with the fourth.
Oh, no, because it's not common to see a checkmate like this. So that's why I was asking you. Usually, as you go higher, then players don't play till the
Yeah,
checkmate,
probably after
right?
rook g6 he resigned. He didn't allow me to mate, I think.
Exactly. So that's a
Yeah,
problem.
probably. Yeah, probably.
It's like sometimes you
Like if it
calculate
was
a
Peter Swidler, he would have allowed me to mate.
it's like sometimes you calculate a beautiful variation, you've outplayed your opponent, that's in
Yeah.
calculation, and they don't allow you to play the final move.
Yeah,
It's
but what is the gentleman thing? Like if you allow a mate, you're considered to be a gentleman or what?
I
I mean, that's
haven't.
what people say, yeah?
I think if you resign, you're considered a gentleman, right?
No,
I
no,
mean,
they say that if you allow your opponent to mate you, like you're considered to be a gentleman. For example, Peter Swidler, yeah?
is
Like,
it?
yeah, he will take on G6 and then allow the mate and he will gain this reputation as perfect gentleman. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know how it works. I know that a lot. Like I've seen a lot of players like who are a bit older, elderly.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
are like they always complain like my opponent is not resigning. They are not being they are not showing sportsmanship. They're like you have to resign if you're losing the game. If you're
No,
all, like you have nothing to play for.
that's like if you're let's say materially down like for 20-30 moves and then you're resigning, that's a different story. Like here you either see the mate and allow it or you don't see the mate and get it. Two things.
Yeah, so no, these games are actually really good. Both the games are really nice.
Yeah, yeah.
I hope the viewers could actually learn something. And this one especially was very
Yeah, very
uh,
instructive, yeah. The dynamic things.
yeah,
In
I
both
mean,
games I
yeah,
somehow
both of them were, but here they had some tactics and stuff where they could, try to
yeah,
calculate.
probably in the other game I was not asking any questions.
Yeah, we're not asked too much, but here they
Yeah.
must have had fun for sure. Anyway, any advice, Setu, like you would like to give to, let's say, young chess players, viewers who are over here, like chess
I don't know.
advice, life advice, anything?
I don't know. Advice is overrated. I think they should just find their own zone and kind of work on it. What can I say?
Okay. We had I usually we do, do a rapid fire over here on stream.
Hmm?
So we'll do a short rapid fire now before we end.
Yeah,
We'll do
sure.
that. We also had a suggestion for a rapid fire, so we said
Hmm.
okay. I was not sure at first whether we'll do or no. I was thinking I'll see how you react. Accordingly, then
Do
we
what?
will decide. The rapid fire. It's
Okay.
like okay, now I mean, you are comfortable, so I think we can go with it. Simple. I
But you
mean,
you first
basic
felt I will not
questions.
be comfortable. Yeah.
I was not because well, yeah. Okay. Let's just We'll just ask simple, basic questions. Let's see, guys, you have any rapid fire questions? Put them in the chat. I will be asking them one by one. We've already got some. So we'll ask these questions. So these are basically, the point is everybody knows you're a chess player. We spoke all about chess today.
Mhm.
And they want to know a bit more about you.
Yeah, sure.
And where is the chat? 1 second, I have just opened it. The questions are already somebody. Just a second. Okay, I missed the chat. All right, no worries. I missed the chat. I'm
How?
not able to. I don't know. I'm
Wait,
not
can I
able
see the
to.
chat also? Like, let me check
No,
YouTube.
it's usually there, but my chat kind of stopped. I'm not able to scroll, but I will just
Okay,
check
the
it
first
with.
time in the history I will ask question and answer myself. Yeah.
No, 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 no. Like that, I can frame them. That's not a problem. But
No, no, no. I
like,
mean the chat questions. Yeah, that's what I mean.
yeah, chat questions definitely. Anyway, we'll go for. We'll. Oh my God, we already have questions. All right.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
okay, so simple questions will get to know you. So, simple pastime outside chess. I think you answered, but simple, a favorite pastime apart from chess.
Playing football. Yeah.
B3 or Bonk Cloud?
Bong cloud.
Cat,
Everybody's watching it.
cat or dog?
Dog.
Okay, I don't know if I should ask this. Love do has asked. Girlfriend? Question mark.
This is too personal.
Is all right. Okay, we go forward. Coffee or tea?
uh, okay, last question. I'm single, so coffee or tea, tea. Yeah.
Yeah, so Sethu is telling all the female viewers here that he's single, so you don't need to worry. Okay. Um, Mountains or beaches?
Mountains.
Favorite breakfast?
Um, South Indian. Yeah, dosa.
Favorite book?
Uh, Actually, recently I read Atomic Habits. I loved it.
Yeah, it's amazing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Last movie that you've loved, liked?
Just 2 days back, I watched this Tamil movie, Vikram. I just loved it. Apart from that, yeah, I liked RRR and KGF 2 to watch. Yeah, so
Okay.
a typical
Uh,
Indian guy. Yeah.
Favorite travel destination?
In India or
Anywhere. We are
no,
part of Earth,
yeah.
right?
I love to travel in India generally. I have not explored much, so uh, anywhere near the Himalayas. Yeah. Uh,
You've not been there, but you're giving me that answer.
Yeah, no, I have not been there, but I would like to go.
You would like to go. Okay, we'll put
Yeah.
it, we'll ask another question
You
from
mean
this
Bean?
question.
Yeah, Bean. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
Kerala in India and in Europe. I like love Switzerland. Yeah,
Switzerland. Okay. Um, Favorite open tournament you have played? Favorite tournament?
Dubai Open. Yeah, it's my favorite.
You said Sharjah, you mean, or Dubai
No,
Open?
Dubai Open. Yeah,
Dubai Open.
yeah.
Okay,
Sharjah is
okay.
different. Dubai I
Yeah,
love.
yeah. No, you mentioned earlier that
Yeah, Sharjah is
Sharjah
also
was
my favorite, but Dubai is top seller.
okay. Okay. And who is your favorite from the top 10 in the world right now?
Dingliran. Yeah.
The
Not
guy
because
you
I
beat.
met him, but in general, he's my favorite. He's very humble, very sweet. I mean, he's very unassuming. Yeah, I mean, hard to see a 2800 who's like really unassuming. So, very chilled out. Yeah.
Virat Kohli or MS Dhoni?
Uh, Kohli. Okay, I don't
Really?
follow cricket much, but I like his aggression. Yeah, I like his
I
aggression.
expected you to say
Also, his
Dhoni,
fashion
but
expert, fashionable like, thing. Yeah.
oh, really? I thought you'd say Dhoni because of Chennai Super Kings, but okay.
I don't really follow cricket, but I would choose.
Okay. All right. E4 or D4?
E4, E4 any day.
Knight or bishop?
Night.
A review. Wait, we'll get back there.
Just 1
Uh,
second. My
yeah.
phone is coming. I'll just.
Guys, unfair. We cannot create
Yeah,
any
sure.
sort of this in it. Some questions I cannot ask. Some questions I cannot ask. I'm not going to ask those questions. No creating any conflicts in the Indian chess fraternity. Have you watched Hiropanti? You
No.
have a question. No, so no review there. What about Pushpa is
Yeah, Pushpa I watched. I liked it. Yeah.
I liked it.
Wait,
Okay.
it's a movie question or what?
No, I cannot ask such questions, guys. I cannot ask him to choose between Indian players. I'm sorry, I can't do that. Catalan or B3?
Is it Srinath in the chat or
No, it's not Srinath.
a Catalan any day?
Really, you choose Catalan over Adipan.
Yeah. I mean, not over
you,
Adipan or
you just
B3. What is over Adipan?
you
I mean, we're talking about the openings, yeah?
you just said yeah.
I didn't say yeah. I said I mean, it's not the person, it's the opening.
No, I was going to ask you that time, but when we asked B3 or Bong Cloud, next question I wanted to ask you Adiban or Hikaru. I wanted to ask you that, but I not ask you. But maybe now I can ask you.
I would choose
Adiban or
Adipan because
Hikaru.
he's a good friend, yeah. So I know him personally, so of course Adipan. But not B3. But not B3. I would choose Adipan rather than B3.
Okay, we have Tanmay ask. I think he's about. I'll just put out the question. You can see if you have an answer.
Mhm.
Uh, uh, okay. No. I have one question. They're making fun. I'm sorry. So basically, the question is Ding Liren or a mongoose. I mean,
Magnus, yeah. So it's Magnus, right?
yeah. I mean, obviously, I think they're relating to Magnus, but they said mongoose.
Mhm.
So
So I definitely not. I mean, I would not prefer mangoes, but yeah.
okay. Karpov or Kasparov?
Kasparov.
Fisher or Tal?
This is a very tricky question. This one I would like to say both. Can I say both?
Okay.
I can say yeah.
Oh, I'll allow it.
I
No
had to
worries.
choose only one, then I would go with Fisher.
Okay. Capablanca or Botvinnik?
Uh, Capablanca.
Really? After choosing Kasparov? Okay.
Just to put
uh,
it unpredictable. Yeah?
Shirov or Kamsky?
Kamsky.
Seriously, your choices are
No,
mixed
it's
up
not about just the chess style.
completely.
Yeah, I mean it's about all the other factors also. Like Kamsky is
Okay.
like a really fighting player,
Yeah.
and also the way he grew up is completely different, and he fought a lot of uh, uh, politics and all these things. So yeah,
Okay. Okay, I think we have already asked that question. And who is your favorite in the candidates?
my favorite Caruana
Caruana. So, okay. All right.
or Ding. Yeah, or Ding. I don't know. Either one of them.
Uh, it's a bit okay. All right. And Chinmay Kulkarni is here. He says, "Great work, guys." Yeah, thank you so much, Chinmay. Thank you so much for dropping by. Uh, and yeah, I think we've had a lot of questions. I think they had a lot of fun asking questions. Some questions I could not ask you. It would not be fair to ask, so I'll not ask you those questions. But okay, one more. We'll ask one more. We'll ask a couple more maybe before we end. Now they're pouring questions. Anish Giri or Magnus?
Um, okay, personally, I know Anish Giri, so I would choose him. So
Ruy Lopez or the Scotch?
what? Red Lopez is
Uh,
Red Lopez.
yeah.
Red Lopez. Though I made a reporter on Scotch, I like Red Lopez. Yeah.
Okay. This red guy, red girl,
Red
red
guy or red
person,
girl?
I don't know, red person. When you say guy, guy can be girl or boy, so it's like an universal term. But this red person is very, very smart. Chess
Mhm.
or dance?
It's a very tricky question. I don't know whether I know this person. It just
I don't know. But
okay.
usually this person is here for the stream,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
You probably
Okay.
love chess and follow you. So yeah.
Yeah, love chess. Yeah, so chess. Yeah.
Really, over dance. After having a viral reel, you're telling me you're choosing chess over dance.
Yeah, but it's my chess is my first love. Yeah.
All right, first love. Guys, if you guys have not checked, please follow Sethu on Instagram. Sethu Chess or Sethu Raman Chess? It is Sethu
Sethuraman
Ram.
chess.
Sethu Raman Chess. Please go and check out. He has a dance reel. If you guys have not seen a chess player dancing, a grandmaster dancing, you'll find it there on his profile. So definitely do go and visit. Uh, Okay, I think we will end over here. We'll get other questions which I really can't ask. So anyway, yeah, thank you so much, Setu. I
Sure,
think this
sure.
was fun. I hope you
Yeah,
had
it was
fun
fun.
too.
Total fun. Yeah.
I hope you had fun too.
Yeah.
And yeah, guys, thank you so much for being very supportive. Actually, in the chat, thank you so much. I didn't expect it, but I think you guys enjoyed Setu's games and. Well, he's been answering his questions. Plus, he told you guys that he's single, so keep that in mind. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next stream tomorrow. By the way, guys, tomorrow we will be getting Alexandra Samanagova from Kyrgyzstan. So we'll be here in the evening. So we'll see you guys tomorrow with another live stream. Bye. Setu, want to say bye?
Yeah. Bye to all the spectators who watched the video and had fun. Also enjoyed my games and learned. Yeah. Thank you for being here, and it was really fun. I enjoyed it a lot after a long time. Thank you.